All right, here we go. We're going to fill out a table with 5 points and graph one with a full period of this transformation of the cosine function, in order to figure this out, we really first want to figure out what is cosine of x. What does that basic function look like? That's what we want to figure out. And so I'm going to say x sub 0, y sub 0. When you have this, you always start with 0, and our starting point is going to be 0, 1. So we always want to find our 0 point, because cosine of 0 is 1 on the unit circle. You just got to know that. Pi over 2 we know is 0. Pi is going to equal -1. 3 pi over 2 is going to be 0. And then we finally go full circle, 2 pi, that's going to equal 1. Now, our period of a regular cosine function is going to equal 2 pi. All right. And we have a range, original range of this function goes from -1, all right, and to 1. And so how has this changed? Well, what we notice is that we have an A value, we have a B value, and we have like this C value over here. Now to figure out what happens to our original values, we can take the inside, all right, because that's what affects our x, and we can set that equal, all right, to our original function right here. So how has these changed? So if we go pi 3x minus pi, and we can solve this by going through and solving for x here. So if I go here and I take by 0, add pi, then I'm going to multiply this by 3 over pi, that's going to equal x. And so right there, I can see that, all right, in order to figure this out, I will just erase that. Here we go. Is that we're going to have, this is how we're going to calculate every one of our new values. For our y values, our outputs, we can see that we have stretched this 4 units, all right? So our amplitude, this is how we find our amplitude, is our amplitude is that absolute value of A, and so that's going to equal 4. All right, so our amplitude has changed to 4. So that means it's been stretched vertically. And so we're going to take 4 times our original y values. And so what we have then is we've plugged in 0 in here. Well, 0 plus pi is pi. Pi times 3 pi over that is going to give us 3. Okay, and so what happens then is that we know we have some sort of shift, okay, some sort of shift. And we realize that we have shifted, all right, this value, all right, a phase shift, all right, to the right 3 units, okay? So this function has been shifted, to the right 3 units because it started at 0, but now it's 3 units to the right. We can then find our y value starting point by taking 4 times 1, all right, and that equals 4, okay, that equals 4. For our next value, if we take pi over 2, and we plug in pi over 2, all right, into this little equation and go plus pi, and then we take that and multiply by 3 over pi. And that's how we got this one as well. So if you get 0 plus pi, all right, times 3 over pi, that equals 3. And that's how we get our new value. Here, what we'll have is, this is going to give us 3 pi over 2, 3 over pi over 2. And then times pi. So 3 pi over 2 times 3 is going to be 9 halves, all right, 9 halves, okay, and that's our new x value for that one. And we have 0, well, 4 times 0 is 0, okay, so we have 0 there. Continuing on, we have pi. We can take pi times pi, which is going to be 2 pi, and it's going to give us 6, okay, we're going to have 6 there. All right, we have -1, 4 times -1 is going to equal -4. Keep on going on, moving on. And here, right there, we go 3 pi over 2. All right, 3 pi over 2 plus pi, all right, times plus pi times 3 over pi. And what we have then is 5 pi over 2, all right, times that, which is going to give us 15 halves, 15 halves. We got that right there. We got to take 4 times 0, which is going to be 0. And then finally, for the last one, we're going to take 2 pi. Once again, plug the 2 pi. That's where I'm getting all these values, just so you know. All right, time plus pi. And then we have this right here, which is 3 over pi, and that's going to equal 3 would be 9. All right, so we have 9. Okay, 9 is our new value there. And so, okay, and then we can go and find 4 times 1 is 4. And so what do we got here? Well, first off, we can graph this now, okay, and we'll go by, let's go by 2's. So we have 2, we'll go 4, we'll go 6, we'll go 8, and then we'll go 10 right there. So each one of these, I'm just going to go with these little tiny tick marks, but just so I have that right there. So when we have this right here, then it's 3, 4. So we'll go same thing, 2 and 4 right there. All right, and this will be -2 and -4 right there. 3, 4 is going to be our first value we're going to graph or plot. So we're going to have that right here. All right, 3 and 4. The next one is we're going to go from here. We're going to go from 9 halves, which is 4.5. 4.5. That's going to be 0. We're going to go 6, and it's going to be -4. Make sure you put the -4. So 6 and -4 is going to be right there. We can go 7 halves, and it's going to be 0. Okay, and then we finally get to 9. 9 is going to back up at 4. And so we got this curve, all right, going down right here, and it's going to go that, oops, ooh, nice, here, there, there, and it's going to go like so, and it's going to continue on and forward in all this different manner. Okay, we can see that we have a amplitude, yes, of 4. All right, because from this line of oscillation we have right here, which is 0, so we know we have a vertical shift because there is no d value, no d. All right, therefore no vertical shift. Okay, that says no d. Probably can't even read my writing. So no d value, no vertical shift. All right, and that's what we have. We see our amplitude right there is 4, just like we predicted. Line of oscillation there. Our range, which is normally -1 to 1, is now changed to be from -4, because it went all the way down to -4 to 4. For this particular function. And so we have a change of range. Domain is still all reals, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of little graph analysis, but key thing is this: how do you create 5 points? Start with the original function, solve for x, solve for y, plug in the values, bada bing, bada boom. Make sure you write a scale, all right, for your graph. Plan these points, plot the points, curve it through, and there you have it. All right, well, I hope this helps you out how to graph cosine and also sine and all the other functions. And good luck and God bless in the rest of your problems.